Ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, welcome to the Real Honest Radio Podcast. This is your host.
Oh yes, I am John Ritlin, the first edition
Yes.
of Real Honest Radio. And the co-host.
I am the Derminator. Hello.
Yes, and this is a new format that we're basically trying here just as a way to A, get the brand out, and B, have more fun. We don't have to worry about the limitations of the video.
I don't need to fix my mustache before every recording.
True. I mean, it's also been unseasonably warm. That's a bit of an issue, so it's making the hair all curly and everything and all that stuff. And what is
And that hat makes me toasty.
It does.
Toasty!
Is it like the brave little toaster?
No, I enjoyed Brave Little Toaster when I was a kid.
I was going to say, you actually did see that. Okay, I wasn't actually sure. So, yes, folks, for this first edition, we got some stuff we're going to talk, just free format and that kind of stuff. We have some notes to keep us on track a little bit, but we got some stuff about wrestling news. We're going to give some brief thoughts, even though we did predictions for TakeOver.
We might even give some boxer thoughts if we're feeling comfortable.
I prefer boxers, quite frankly. But wrestling news, brief thoughts on TakeOver Toronto 2 Electric Boogaloo, and SummerSlam 2019, the biggest party
of the summer. It's so cool.
Cole will say that at least 50 times.
It's so cool.
It's just, man, that guy's got some major issues. But just with
I believe it rhymes with Vince McMahon.
Oh, God, I want to think about Vince McMahon mincing. Thanks, Chris. Now you're making me think about that.
At least you're not thinking about him grinding. Now you are.
God damn it! Boy, this show's just all great already. But yeah, we're also going to talk about our indie wrestling experiences. That's something we've wanted to do for a while.
Not us indie wrestling, but us going to these indie wrestling shows and watching indie wrestling.
Could you imagine if I ever was allowed in a ring?
Yes, it would end poorly.
Just the mere thought of it would end poorly.
I might be able to outrun them.
Yeah, you have the keto diet's done really well for you, by the way.
Yeah.
You've lost
over 85 pounds.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're closing in on 90. I mean, that's really good, man.
Closing in on 200 pounds total. So yeah, there's that.
Not 200 pounds total loss, or otherwise he'd be under 100 pounds. It'd be very scary. He'd be.
Can I join 205 Live now?
Sure, you could be under the 105 Live, thing. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so yeah, let's just start with a little bit of stuff about news.
Yes,
a few things.
I had to turn down the volume on the mic a little bit.
That's okay.
My audio is peaking.
Yeah, I hate when I peak too soon. Yeah. So we get a tweet sent out by Lance Storm. He's ran Storm Wrestling Academy pretty much since his retirement.
Yeah.
His full-time retirement.
He's turned out a lot of great wrestlers, some that we've even met.
Yeah, Hot Shot.
Hot Shot in like her second match, we're like, oh, she's been wrestling for a while. Nope.
I found that out. I mean, and that's something I'm going to touch on a little bit later, but yeah, Peyton Royce was trained by him. Mm-hmm. He's trained a host of people. I mean, like, there were too many really to mention. It would take a long time to list that.
So, whatever he's going to do next, whether it be, some are thinking he's going to AEW, some think there's going to be NXT Canada. Rumors abound on what's next for Lance Storm.
He has made a few appearances on Impact, so it is entirely possible, since they're based kind of in Canada, that he could do that.
Boring!
And it's funny with that storyline, just to go off here on a little bit of a tangent, that whole storyline was actually going to lead to Lance Storm being in the Shawn Michaels spot at Survivor Series 2003, or at least kind of featured well, and they were going to do something with it, and they just totally dropped it because Vince actually thought Lance was boring. Which, if you follow Lance on Twitter, I'm not going to say the guy's the funniest follow, but he's pretty goddamn good because Canadians have a good dry sense of humor.
Yeah, I still remember after I put up, when I had lost like 50 pounds.
Oh, goddamn.
And when I was a lot heavier, I was slouching a lot because
it was the weight.
My moves were big. And standing up straight was difficult. So
I can vouch.
When I took the picture after I lost the weight, I'm able to stand up taller. And he goes, and he just tweets out of the blue, "Congratulations, you got taller."
You got a lot of activity for that. That was great.
It's because I've become acquainted with quite a few indie wrestlers, so I think it must have just passed by his feed.
Yeah, maybe one of the indie wrestlers liked it, and then he saw it, and that kind of stuff and everything, because that's the one thing, and that's something, again, that we'll get into a little bit later after some discussion.
It was Miggs.
Oh, Miggs is great. But it's like that's the thing about indie wrestling, and, just to briefly say, because Lance has had a hand in training a whole lot of people that we've seen even now.
Yeah.
Some at least. And the nice thing about indie wrestling is you can actually meet the wrestlers. I never thought I'd be able to meet any wrestlers from indie on up, and that's been the cool experience.
I never thought I'd meet Mustache Mountain, but we'll get into that.
Oh, God, we will. So, yeah, I would say the most likely is if they do an NXT Canada, first they have to make NXT UK and NXT original. It's like new and, it's like new Coke and stuff like that.
Well,
they
we
have
could
to
get
make
into
it profitable.
the NXT TV deal.
We will in a bit. But I think I think it's a bad idea if they try to do NXT Canada, only because of this. They're already spreading everybody, thinner than a Kardashian and a Jenner. So I just don't think that it's a great idea to do it. I think Impact is more likely. They could do it down the road.
Yeah. I have an idea in regards to NXT, which probably a lot of other people have had about it. But if the rumor come out that NXT is going to be on FS1, and they want to make it a 2-hour show, they could blend together NXT UK, and NXT Canada into a singular show.
They could.
Because it's not live.
That's true.
If they make it live, that's a problem. But if they make it the pre-recorded, they can switch between the brands. They could alternate week by week.
Alternatively, they could do that. They could also throw a 205 Live match on there here and there. Because nobody really, not the vast majority of people watch 205 Live on the network.
Unfortunately.
Which is a shame. I mean, I don't watch it simply because time, and also I cover New Japan.
Yeah, you're working on Wednesdays and Tuesdays. Not Tuesdays, but...
Right. But still, I've been reviewing the G1 since it started. I will cover a little bit of G1 here later, but your idea of NXT and NXT UK is not a bad idea at all. In fact, if anything, I like the idea of doing that, but it's just NXT UK needs to get up to speed because I don't know when they're actually taping shit for, again, before Cardiff. I don't even think they are. I think they taped everything already up to their takeover in Cardiff.
Right.
And we're going to be watching New Japan Royal Quest anyway. I haven't watched NXT UK in like 4 months. And
Neither have I.
And I like Toni Storm for obvious reasons. But also because she's good. Killer Kelly. I like a lot of the women's roster. Jazzy Gabbert. So many
if
other
they were to
people.
filter that women's roster into WWE proper, UK won't have that much left, but
right.
A lot of those women could help build that division up.
I mean, Jazzy Gabbert alone, you can imagine Jazzy versus Natty. I think it'd be a pretty good match. Monster versus Technician, and Natty's pretty strong too. But Lance Storm closing down the Storm Wrestling Academy, I'm not too shocked. It's probably that I don't think he's getting burned out. He's obviously got another project. And that's fine. 15 years, he's done plenty. He's getting out while he wants, while he's still youthful.
Yeah, it's got to be a lucrative offer.
And he's also a good family man.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he wants to spend more time with his family. If we go on to that, so regardless of where Lance Storm, whether he goes to AEW, wherever he goes, best of luck, honestly, to Lance Storm.
Yes.
Great follow on Twitter. One of the best, most underappreciated wrestlers, I think, in the last 20 years.
Yeah, and
easily.
How much he's contributed to the industry since he left has been grand in scale, really.
It really has been. And he knows his shit. But then we're going to get to some other stuff. We're going to talk about let's go to the NXT. Let's go briefly back to the NXT FS1 deal. Mm-hmm. I kind of had a feeling that was going to be the case.
Oh yeah, Wednesday Night Wars, buddy.
Here's my issue. NXT already isn't profitable for WWE. Mm-hmm. They run it at a loss. I imagine NXT UK is the same, sort of. I don't think they're running it as much of a loss because they tape stuff in bulk and other wrestlers are allowed to go out and do this stuff. Killer Kelly works in Germany. Toni Storm works in Japan.
Yeah. The advantage of FS1, though, is that advertisement revenue.
And that's true. But my main thing is, how much is Fox going to be willing to pay, Fox, FS1, whatever, if SmackDown isn't up to snuff on the ratings after a few months? Now, I'm not saying they're going to get to 3 million or whatever they're wanting right away, but they're going to need...
Fox can be pretty smart about broadcasting. When you think about it, cable's on the decline. You're not going to expect there to be a lot of concurrent viewers anyway.
True.
With the move... So SmackDown's going to be on Fox, NXT's going to be on FS1.
Yes.
So
that's the rumor, at least.
Being on Fox makes it a lot more accessible for people.
Yeah.
and they may find an increase in viewership because locals cost a lot less than,
Yeah.
big cable packages with the USA Network.
And that's why it's a good thing USA actually is keeping Raw. Because if they weren't keeping Raw, USA Network, I don't want to say they would be dropped from everywhere. They'd be kind of fucked as far as like being viable.
Yeah, we might have difficulties depending on when they schedule SmackDown to go on. Because if it's on locals, I'm not going to get the East Coast feeds.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out. I mean, if it's on Fox, and it might even be. I don't think it's going to be on Fox. I don't think it's going to be on like Fox, like Channel 13 or that kind of stuff. I don't think it's going to be on that.
Might still be on Fox Sports 1.
Which I think it probably would. I think that's a better idea.
Fox
honestly.
Business. Hey, we got JBL over here, so we might as well, right?
By God. Mago. I like the idea, yes, advertising revenue and all that. The thing is WWE is set. Yes, they're set financially. The Saudi Arabia deal, the billion plus that they're getting over 5 years from Fox.
Yeah.
Who knows if this NXT deal is part of it or if it's going to be a separate deal? No way of telling. USA Network has Raw. They have their other thing, the network, even though network subscriptions are a little down in the quarter two.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But they are still in. The issue is their live events. All the shit that they're doing, they're not drawing at their live events.
Well, I mean, people have not enough time on their hands anymore.
And that's the main thing, is so much competition. WWE's trying to choke out. There was the rumor, and it doesn't seem to be true, that WWE is going to try to buy out the Fight TV streaming service.
Oh, that's not true?
Apparently it's not. Fight TV tweeted out that that's not actually the true Fight TV Twitter account. If it turned out to be true, it'd be freaking bullshit, only because WWE... What?
Smart. This is bullshit!
Beat the traffic. No. It would be really, really bad only because, Ring of Honor runs some stuff there. New Japan has coverage there. That's one of their U.S. providers.
Yeah, I don't think Fight TV would give up that kind of revenue.
I don't think they would, because that's the thing. WWE sure can pay them, but it's like this thing that came out from Fightful. The Stephanie says that WWE has nearly 1,000 employees, and I'm assuming she means wrestlers, trainers, and that kind of stuff.
Well, no. Remember, they don't have... They're independent contractors, the wrestlers. So I don't know what the other 1,000 employees are.
She means, yeah. It's one for each of Dunn's, Bucky Beaver Teeth.
Two?
Okay. 5 for each tooth. How about that? I just think that with that...
Yeah.
That WWE is going to need to realize that trying to hoard everybody, it's what hurt WCW. I've said it on shows before. I'll probably do a full-fledged video at some point, as I say, with about the 50 other videos that I got written down on the list that I need to do.
I think us doing a podcast might make things easier because you're not going to need to upload as many videos because we can talk about all of them here.
Right. Well, okay, so briefly here with this, when you look at how many people were under WCW contract, up to 99, when they sent Bischoff home, people were upset about him, and they said, hey, Bischoff doesn't really know what he's doing. He's frustrating us. Let's send him home, and let's bring in Vince Russo. That was a great idea.
Bro.
To be fair, though...
Oh, quick thing. Favorite thing about the modern era. Swerve is no longer associated with Vince Russo, and Bro is no longer associated with Vince Russo. And I love that.
It's a confident riddle. I'm proud of that.
You shouldn't be.
I know, but I am, though.
But hey.
With that... with this, they had so many people under contract. Lanny Poffo, Randy Savage's brother, got paid for 3 or 4 years. He never made a TV appearance. He collected regular paychecks.
Lanny Poffo.
Yeah. The genius.
Yep.
Hey, but credit to him. He got money. They actually had Lanny Poffo do commentary on some New Japan shows. You know how well that went?
That was about as much as you'd expect.
He hasn't been back in months. He made a few appearances. I forget what shows it was. I think it was...
I guess the real genius is getting paid so much.
It was the Road to... God damn it. It was... Was it the Road to New Beginning tour? I think it might have been. I think it might have been. The whole point is, though, with WCW had so many people. They were paying Sandman $250,000 a year.
This does sound like a separate podcast form, though.
This does. My point is, though, and I'll come up with that at some point. We'll do something like that at some point. WWE's just set up with so many people that if anything goes down, even with these any of these TV deals, if the Fox deal gets revisited, they're going to be in trouble. They need to realize what they're doing.
Yeah.
And not hire more people. Because if they hire more people, it's just going to cause issues. So yeah, that's going to be a separate podcast thing. So the FS1 thing, if Vince gets his hands in it, let me tell you right now, that's going to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be goddamn terrible. Let's move on to Jimmy Uso being pulled from SummerSlam meet and greets over his DUI arrest in July because he wasn't allowed to enter Canada because of a DUI arrest. By the way, his second in 5.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
I did a full-scale rant on. I'm not going to go into it here. I did drunk driving in the past twice. I don't know if I think I told you that.
Yeah.
I was 21. I was 23. And I'm not excusing it up to youth. It was stupid to do it. Fortunately, I didn't get in trouble. I mean, I did break the law, but I didn't get in trouble. I didn't get caught.
And remember, kids, that's what's important. Don't get caught. Don't get into trouble.
Yeah. But also, most importantly, I didn't hit any animals. I didn't hurt anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most important thing. And I swore off doing that ever since.
I think that's the most important thing.
What?
Swearing off alcohol.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Fuck are you, alcohol?
I already am enough of an asshole without alcohol.
Yeah.
I really don't need it.
Right.
But with Jimmy, I wasn't allowed to enter Canada because of that. Canada has some strict laws, which is probably a good thing. Because this country's kind of full of some people were like, Trudeau wants you to stay down there. But Uso, in all seriousness, whatever.
They're bringing us, they're criminals, they're
But Uso, I know what the problem is. The problem isn't that Jimmy
Right.
Uso got pulled from SummerSlam because of DUI arrest. It was because he hit the wrong part of Roman Reigns' car.
What a twist!
So, but that, I'm not too surprised.
Don't worry, he's got some great stuff to help relieve some of the pain. Uzi hot.
Of course, God, that was one of the worst goddamn segments. Naomi, I know that Naomi and Jimmy are married, but they aren't attached at the hip, like literally. You can actually use Naomi on the show.
Yeah.
And
You can?
apparently.
You can. She was champion once or twice.
Twice. Remember, she won it and then had to relinquish it because she couldn't defend it after 30 days, even though Brock held the title for like 5,000 years.
And Bayley, at the same time, was able to keep hers with an injury angle going on. They did that the same, like, night after night. I
think they did. Bayley, no, that was Becky. Becky a couple years later. Bayley won the title from Charlotte and then defended it successfully at Fastlane.
Right.
I think Bayley might have had a couple weeks or whatever where she was like hurt or something like that because then in later 2017 she was supposed to face Alexa but Nia Jax.
Wasn't Stephanie McMahon trying to get Bayley to give up her championship?
She was trying to get her to she was trying to basically say she couldn't handle the pressure. It wasn't because of an injury.
Gotcha.
It's okay. We try to purge anything with Stephanie McMahon on TV away because boy,
Steph infection.
That's with Jimmy. I'm disappointed. I hope, in all seriousness, it's stupid that he got arrested again, especially since he's got kids.
I hope he gets some help.
No, so do I. That's actually what I was going to say. The fact that he's got kids, he's got a wife, and that kind of stuff. It's just they are a really good tag team. Are they the best tag team in the world? No, to me. But would I argue if somebody said that? I mean, I could. It's their opinion. And now we move on to, speaking of which, a couple matches that were sent, one to Raw, one to SmackDown, instead of being on the card. I mean, remember the women's tag title match that just suddenly got thrown out there?
Yes.
It was the Kabuki Warriors, Sonya and Mandy, and
Alexa and Nikki, and the Iconics!
And this was possibly supposed to be on the pre-show.
Probably. But at least you're going to give more time for the cruiserweights on that.
Oh, they'll give more time, Chris.
I hate that.
I do too.
I hate the fact that the cruiserweights are always relegated to the pre-show. They should be the opening fucking match. Everyone gets in their seat. They watch them. They're like, shit, where can I watch more of them? 205 Live. Go watch it.
Can I just point out, though, if it was the opening fucking match, it would be a different type of submission wrestling?
Oh, I don't know. Edge and Lita, Well, no. Maybe not Lita anymore.
It's Drew's PowerPoint versus Oney Lorcan's finger.
Good Luck hasn't had the PowerPoint presentation
in a while. No, I know. I just always find that funny. He did.
I like how he stepped away from being comedic to get dead serious with his performance.
He is really good at being both. Lorcan and Birch, and I'll just go off on a little side thing before I get back to the women's tag team thing. If I started a wrestling company and I could come up with some tag teams, like say 10 tag teams, if I could just come up with a huge roster where I could run TV, every week, Lorcan and Birch would be one of the 10 tag teams I'd bring in.
Yeah.
I think they're money.
Anyway,
women's tag match. So this was supposed to be on the pre-show. Possibly.
Right.
They put 21 minutes on Raw. The Iconics looked dominant but got eliminated first, which I just didn't get.
Yeah, it really should have come down to the wire on that one with them. They needed something to keep the titles prestigious-ish. That's
how it's said, right?
Make it prestigious, I should say. Or at least try and make it iconic! And do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of that...
They had...
The Kabuki Warriors lose to Alexa and Nikki.
And here's my... people are like, oh, well, you're...
This was not going to be a match I'd be interested in seeing anyway.
No. And that's nothing against the women involved.
No, it's just, it's a poorly constructed angle.
And that there is really no angle that they constructed.
There's no story there.
I mean, there's nothing that they did. What I like, though, they gave the women 21 minutes. The crowd wasn't really reacting all that well. Now, to be fair, they weren't reacting like that crowd a few weeks ago when they were saying, this is awful. It was Alexa, Carmella, Naomi, and Natty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were saying this is awful. And I'm not the biggest fan of Alexa in the ring. I don't think Alexa's great. I think character-wise and her persona and the fact she draws eyes to the screen.
She reminds me of an early Miz in the sense that she's not effective in the ring, but her character work is what sells her.
To be fair, she has better hair than The Miz did early on in his career.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Stone Cold Steve Austin had better hair than The Miz did.
That's true. And, of course, people just love the pink tips that, Alexa shows off. I had to sneak that joke in.
Get Bliss all twisted there.
My buddy used to do that. I guess apparently they're still friends, so good on him.
Yeah.
But with this, I know that Alexa and Nikki will get more TV time, but my point is why did you put the titles on somebody? Oh, they're supposed to be heels, undeserving heels. Okay, put them on TV, because I forgot the women's tag titles existed.
Yeah.
And then they would put them on, oh, wait, here, we're going to have the storyline with the Kabuki Warriors, then we're going to drop it, then we're going to revisit it. 2-minute match. Oh, and then Sonya, Mandy says, if we win, we have a tag title match next week, and if we win, the following week we get a tag title match, and that's nothing against Mandy.
And what happened the next week?
They didn't have the tag title match,
right.
Chris. They didn't have the thing.
Yeah, the women's tag title is kind of it needs some work.
It needed to never happen. I'm agreeing with you now that they should have gone with the women's mid-card title.
Yeah.
I ate so much freaking crow on that it's like I can shit out the MST3K mascot. And if
that sounds uncomfortable.
It really
and also like it would clog my toilet.
Didn't say I'd do it here.
And also like it would clog your toilet.
Clog the turlet. No, this I like that the match happened.
Yeah.
I don't like that Alexa and Nikki won because, it's going to lead to their split and everything. This is a teaming that didn't need to happen.
No.
And...
like, you literally put Asuka, Kairi Sane together to form a tag team, and you didn't have them win the tag team titles.
They put them together for, like, a week or two, and then...
never used them.
Yeah, it's like, they use them on live events. Okay, congratulations. It's not that live events don't matter.
Although I think live events can be very useful in terms of building up tag team tactics and see what works with them.
Oh, no.
So that you don't have them go on TV and then all of a sudden be like, oh, that doesn't work.
Yeah. No, that I agree with. I'm just saying that if you only feature them on live events, well, what the fuck are we going to see?
Yeah. The live events. Duh.
No, let's not go with the duh thing. Let's not channel James Ellsworth.
Oh, God.
Amanda Seyfried, though. Yeah. I'm a mouse. Duh. Mean Girls, one of my favorite comedies. Now, what did you think of the women's match being pulled from SummerSlam, though, to be put on Raw?
I'm for it. It doesn't need to be on the SummerSlam card. You can give more room for the more interesting matches, like Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. I'm actually interested in seeing that.
It better go the way we think. We are going to cover SummerSlam.
I'm actually invested on how this ends.
I thought Kevin Owens just wore a sleeveless shirt, not a vest, so.
I mean... a vest is just a sleeveless shirt with a few more cuts.
It is. You realize I didn't hear you say cuts at first, right? Okay. With this, though, this actually does go back to something I think I touched on in a video, and I think I might have shared with you.
Yeah.
That what they need to do is they need to put some focus on TV and have, matches, have feuds on TV, and then have some bigger feuds go on to pay-per-view. Have a way to tie it all together where, okay, hey, I have to tune the TV to see this stuff, see this develop. But wait, there are these feuds happening that are only happening on TV. Well, I need to tune in.
Yeah.
So if you can't feature all the championships on one show, that's fine. SummerSlam should not be 15 matches long.
No, it shouldn't. WrestleMania shouldn't be 15 matches long.
WrestleMania was what, 17 matches? No, 14. 14. I think it was 14. I think it was 4. It felt like 17.
Right.
And it should have felt like 18 because otherwise
having a
like
10 match SummerSlam card, I'm for that.
Even if they have like a segment where...
If every match can get 15 to 20 minutes and the main events get 30...
Except Goldberg and Lesnar. Or no, I mean Goldberg and Ziggler. That should get like 2 minutes.
Yeah, Ziggler wins.
Goldberg...
Hey, if Goldberg loses to Dolph Ziggler, the whole momentum behind Ziggler will shift.
It will. That will be a paradigm shift, as John Moxley put it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. Right. So we put Aleister... So then they had Aleister Black and Sami Zayn on SmackDown instead of on SummerSlam.
I'm okay with that, too. This didn't have the kind of build necessary for SummerSlam.
Didn't have any build for SummerSlam.
If it was a pre-show match, I'd have been fine with that.
Fair.
Because it's not that big of a match in terms of booking.
Right.
These are two magnificent talents who I'd like to see have a serious match against each other. But it does make you wonder, who would you want Aleister Black's next opponent to be?
God. This isn't anything against Aleister.
Yeah.
This is nothing against most of the talents, but it's like, there aren't that many people you could put him against where you could build him up without knocking others down. They could actually be doing something. Personally, if it were up to me, I would build up some kind of feud. I would have Aleister take the title from Nakamura if Ali doesn't. And then...
Those two and their kicking styles, like when they went up against each other with... when it was Aleister and Ricochet versus Rusev and Nakamura.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, when they got in the ring together, we were like invested into seeing that.
Like, I need to see this
Have
match.
Aleister do a couple squash matches against local enhancement talent.
From a local medical facility.
Yeah, have him build up and work his way towards facing down, say, like an interim boss of, I don't know, have him go up against Randy Orton if Randy doesn't get the championship.
Of course, Orton will win and keep another black man down.
Right? And then once Aleister beats Randy, have him challenge for the IC title.
Yeah, because it's like their issue is, and this goes back to a line, and it's sort of a spin on something Cornette said. If you have 12 7-foot guys, you have no giants.
Right.
If you have every star in the world, you have no stars.
Right. They don't have any stars because they have all the stars in the world.
Right. And so everybody feels the same, even though they make it like everybody's a big deal, everybody's a big deal, everybody's this. Yes, but if you don't have consistent feuds going on, no, not everybody can be on TV at the same time. Aleister and Zayn could have a good match. They had a decent match. I mean, Aleister pretty much squashed him because Sami Zayn must always lose till the end of time now.
Right.
I'm not saying I wanted Zayn to beat Aleister, but it's like what I was saying a bit ago. They need to have feuds that are exclusive to TV. You can build some up to pay-per-views, but that way you give more people a reason to be invested in the TV and to see what feuds continue to pay-per-views. It's a win-win. If you keep tearing up the scripts like Vince apparently keeps doing for SmackDown, like an hour before the show, and that's apparently the reason it was added. He rewrote the show and was like, wait, I only did an hour of TV. Put Aleister and Zayn on there. What? Why?
No, I mean, that's what the reports have, but, that was from, what, Rave Dave Melty Melts?
Yeah, but would you be surprised if Vince actually was stupid enough to write?
Yes. I would be surprised if he was stupid enough. If it was opposite day.
There you go. That's a good point. But that's what they need to do. Have some stuff exclusive to TV.
Okay.
Not that these feuds aren't good enough, but then it ties into everything and makes the
product good enough.
But let's briefly go over, we can admit the tag team wrestling on the main roster is not great.
Yeah.
I mean, not that the talent isn't, but one thing they need to do is they either need to combine both the titles and have the champions go between shows, which I don't think USA Network and Fox are going to want to go for.
Alternatively, they can build the tag teams that they already have.
They could.
The B team had some popularity, and then they stopped using them.
I still don't get the popularity they had. I don't.
B team, go, go, go! They are so easily marketable.
You can vouch for this. Remember when we went to that Raw like about a year ago?
Yeah.
You know, and the B team's music hit, and I go, for God's sakes.
I was sitting there next to you going, B team, B team.
I know exactly what you're saying. Like, God damn it.
Because I love hammy shit.
Oh, they do what they do.
Ryder and Hawkins. They had a great storyline going into them winning the championships. And then what the fuck happened there?
Remember when the Viking Raiders beat him up and we thought the Viking Raider experience or whatever the fuck it was, we're gonna win the tag titles, and all they've been doing is squashing jobbers since, and Riders and Hawkins. Hawkins and Ryder lost the tag
You remember
titles.
the Ascension?
Fuck, they're still employed.
They are still employed.
The Colons are still employed.
Yes.
That's how it's said, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Because somehow, somewhere, they're in the shits.
That's
apparently.
well, I mean, you know, the Colognes, I mean, they just took a stab at WWE.
Man, it's gonna leave a bruising.
Okay, you taught me on that one. Brilliant. With tag team wrestling, though,
yeah,
I could go back to when I watched it as a kid, which kind of makes you wonder what the fuck I watched as a kid. But also, Heart
there are
Foundation.
only a few tag teams that really feel important now.
Yeah, and even then,
The
it's
New Day are playing second fiddle to Kofi Kingston.
But even then, you still are invested enough in what Xavier and Big E do.
The Usos have shit they need to work out.
A lot of it, well, mainly Jimmy.
The Revival, everyone and their dog knows they're on their way out.
And can you blame them?
Yes, they want to go out, so it's technically their fault for that.
You're just gonna run
Not
over
a fault. Not a fault for contracts getting extended.
That by the way, that line added 6 more months to Luke Harper's contract.
God damn it.
He is going to be working for them till he's 50. He's 39 now, so I mean.
Tyler and Fandango, the Fashion Police, back in NXT.
I still like the thing that we said when you talked about the Fashion Police beating the Street Profits. The Fashion Police beating 2 black men. Because I'm topical and funny and not offensive.
When the Street Profits make it up to the main roster soon, which they will, they're going to be a great addition as long as they are used.
Right. Even Hanson and Rowe, I refuse to call them the other names, are a good team.
Eric and Ivers.
Is that what it is?
Want to get some fish and chips?
Oh, God. That was one of our most popular things. It was just me uploading the video of just our initial reaction during the commercial break. Just goddamn. You know, when they had Nakamura and Rusev as a team for no reason, hey, at least they could have been a good team. They did nothing with them. Honestly, I would have Ali and Alistair as a team if you're going to do nothing with them. The light and the dark.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because his last name is Black. I'm saying because of his intro. Hey, Chris, remember how Alistair did that intro? This match is happening right now.
Oh, God. That fucking... Oh, why?
Yeah, it was pretty shit. But with tag team wrestling, they would just need to feature them better.
A freshman in high school video productions would look at that and go, I can do better than that.
I knew freshmen in high school that could do better than that when I was in high school.
Yeah, I was in video productions as a freshman.
Yeah, but I wasn't. But I'm older than you, so we weren't in the same school.
Like a decade.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I feel like 2 decades. Sometimes. You know all this stuff about technology and everything, and I feel like I'm in the dark ages.
I'm hip, you're hip, ouch.
Yeah, pretty much. But with tag team wrestling, even going to looking at some stuff, even NXT's depth is I mean,
hey, remember AOP?
Yeah, where the fuck have they been? Drake Maverick ain't pissing himself anymore. Why the hell aren't they being featured?
I mean, I think Razor's recovered, but I think Aiken may have been injured soon after.
It's possible, but they were in the Battle Royal in Saudi Arabia. You know, the vibrant progressive country. By the way, AOP and Buddy Murphy, that was their first appearance for the SmackDown brand in Saudi Arabia.
Hmm.
Yeah. How's that for you, folks? With
I'd
tag
love
team,
to see Buddy Murphy in a feud.
he's gonna probably they're gonna have him and Roman Reigns have a match suddenly at SummerSlam. I bet. Think about it.
Nah, I think they'll keep Rowan. What?
Oh no,
Just so they can make a pun about their names almost rhyming.
That's I think we're all gonna be making that. But with tag team wrestling,
It's so cool.
even with the women's division, they could make it work and utilize women that aren't being used all that well. When Ruby Riott comes back, if she's on Raw, her and Sarah Logan. Not even reforming the Riot Squad. I'm just
Where
saying.
the hell has Sarah Logan been?
She's not injured. She's not being used.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I know that not everybody can be... Once again, I know it sounds like I'm chewing my food twice. I know not everybody can be featured.
But when you go a month without someone being featured,
Yeah.
what are you even using them for?
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, let's get back.
No. I mean, but with tag team wrestling, the women, they could use some women back. They need to scrap the women's tag titles after Mania.
Yeah.
Unless they're really going to implement women from NXT and NXT UK and stuff like that.
Because that was the idea, was to make it a cross-brand thing, but it's not showing up on NXT. It's not showing up on NXT UK. It's not showing up on SmackDown that often, and it rarely ever shows up on Raw, except for some bits in the back.
That sounds like a surgical procedure that needs to be done. So
Bits in the back, that's probably something that doctors have to pull out on a daily occasion.
pull out. So if they go to NXT, Alexa and Nikki did something like that. Even though they are pretty much heels.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me that something with Vanessa Borne and Aaliyah and a nice 8-minute match couldn't do something on NXT TV.
Yeah.
That could do something. Io. No. Candice and Casey.
All right.
Mia and Bianca, they could be an unlikely alliance.
Yeah.
I would say Duke and Shafir, but they can't even get through the roast without tripping over their own goddamn feet, so...
They're not tripping that much.
Yeah. I don't like Duke and Shafir. Have you been able to tell, folks?
No.
Never.
You're not only always verbal about it.
Yeah, it's hard not
Shayna
to be.
Baszler has ever mentioned.
But with that, I think tag team wrestling could work on the men's and women's side. They just need... If they don't implement it, why even have them? So... Let's briefly go over TakeOver Toronto. Where do you think things are going to go as far as the card? And I mean, we already did our predictions.
Toronto.
You had to do that, Chris?
Yes.
Say Shayna wins.
Yeah.
Which we think. Who do you think's going to challenge her next? Because
should Shayna win, I think they're going to build towards Candice LeRae to take it. Candice is going to have her run through NXT while Shayna moves up to the main roster, so that for the time that Shayna's got left in the field. Because she wrestles a safe style, so Shayna's got a long road ahead of her, maybe another 5 years.
3.
Maybe.
5. 3, sir. 3.
Nice.
But I
Holy
think
hand grenade of Antioch.
if Mia happens to win, because I saw this and I kind of agree with it, she would be transitional and not like that, but Io would take it from her, maybe on TV.
Maybe.
Have Io have a run. Candice wins it from her at the TakeOver at WrestleMania. Something like that.
Yeah.
I hate...
Io got very irate after she lost her pirate.
Moving on. So, with the North American title,
we're expecting a clean sweep for the Undisputed Era.
We are. But say... With Roderick, him as North American champion could work. Because the guy... Now, promos are not his thing. For the love of fucking Christ, stop having Roderick Strong.
He doesn't need to do promos.
No. He was never that good at promos. And I'm not knocking the man. He seems nice.
Not that you'd be able to.
No. Fuck no. I mean, his wife must be a better mother than a wrestler. For the love of God, I hope so. Hope she doesn't botch carrying the kid. Anyway, so Roderick... God, I'm so mean. Needlessly mean to her.
Wow.
Roderick Strong. Him as North American champion.
Hopefully Roderick not weak.
Not tweak.
I'm sure that joke has never been made about Roderick Strong.
No.
But did you hear they tried to trademark Adam Cole?
They did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to claim that he never used it before.
Seriously?
Yeah.
They tried to claim that.
That's what I heard.
He's been...
That could be a stupid rumor.
It could
if
be.
So, It's something I totally expect out of Vince.
Oh, I would expect it too. Roderick, though, is North American champion. Where do you think it would go? Like, do you think Pete Dunne would take it from him? Because you got that built-in story of them, the whole tag team thing being screwed over a year and a half ago.
Yeah, they've got some plot threads to tie up.
Could have Riddle do it.
Yeah, I would love to see. Well, I'd like to see Riddle challenge Adam Cole for the championship by the end of the year.
I'd like to see Riddle take down Brock at Mania 36, and that'd be the last time that we see him. Or he takes down Goldberg. What a knee bar, bro. God.
Just have him go, what a match, bro!
I'm not the biggest Matt Riddle fan as far as, like... I mean, I kind of like how he does go...
He's a smarmy jackass and everyone loves it.
I mean, I do love that.
He's a bro.
Yeah, he is. He's not a Jersey Shore bro.
Thankfully.
Yes.
But it's a whole different situation.
Yes.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes. One's not in jail. The other is. Roderick facing Pete Dunne would be fine. Maybe facing Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
Keith Lee. I would
yeah, if they ever remember that he should be booked better.
If they ever remember his limitless potential.
Yeah.
Killian Dane, because even though they're kind of booking him as a heel, I don't think anybody would really be booing Killian Dane taking the North American title. But other than that... Oh, Big Damo. The tag division, that's...
No
man, we want to go home. The tag division, though, if Fish and O'Reilly win it, fuck else you gonna build up? Fashion Popo?
Popo!
That's about it. I really can't think of anybody else they could build up. Unless they have Lorcan and Birch do it. Because even though Lorcan's on 205 Live, let's face it, they only do 205 Live once a week and not everybody's on all the shows.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what else they could do with that. We do have Adam Cole retaining.
Baby.
Yeah, we do have him retaining. But then who do you build up to have him take title from him?
That's my thought goes is Sir Matthew Riddle, Esquire.
No, it's the third?
Bro.
It's the third bro.
The 13th bro.
Already Barrett.
Listen, bro.
Already Barrett in 13th Warrior. I never liked that movie. I know you did.
I've only watched it multiple times.
Wait, what?
What?
You seriously watched it multiple times?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My dad got me onto it when I was young.
Nah, I guess it makes sense. So with SummerSlam,
This is an interesting retelling of Beowulf.
Did you see the computer-generated Beowulf? I'm sorry.
I've watched it once, and that was it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So, going over the SummerSlam card briefly here, and then we'll get into our new experiences and wrap this up. I'll say the matches I'm most excited for. Rollins and Lesnar, I don't give a shit about. I just don't. We differ on that one. Kofi and Orton.
I'm very much interested in that one.
I am.
It actually has history to it.
If they're smart...
You have a clearly defined bad guy.
Yeah. Who hates black people.
Right.
And facing a black guy.
Right.
If they have Kofi win, it'd be interesting. I just don't see them having a happy ending to that. I know what the fuck I said. It is a new day. Yes, it is. It gives new meaning to the Orton handshake. But Trish and Charlotte Flair, I think if they keep it to 10 minutes, I think it'll be fine. They try to have it too long, and I'm not saying that Trish can't work. She can. She also has the man in the ring all that much. Mm-hmm. This could be a pretty good match and a good passing of the torch.
Yes.
Charlotte
should win this one.
Absolutely. She should not at all lose.
Yeah. Although we covered a lot of our thoughts on the matches too during our SummerSlam predictions.
Which you should check out, by the way.
Just go to youtube.com if you're not listening to this on YouTube. And look up Real Honesty with John Ritlin.
Yeah, look.
Or just look up John Ritlin. That's JONNRITLAND.
Not A and double D, because we are not, A, I didn't have the surgery. And also, I'm not Jeff Jarrett.
Right. I like how you got where I was going.
Yeah, I knew exactly where the hell you were going with it. But yeah, with Trish and Charlotte, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Because it will be a perfectly crafted match. And Trish, for her faults, was Trish the best of her generation? No. Does that mean that she was bad? No. I would say Victoria was better. I would say Molly Holly was better. Mm-hmm. I would say she was better than Lita. And I hate to say that. Lita was flashier. Trish was a better worker.
Yeah.
Lita was flashier, and I don't mean because
of the monkey.
I don't mean because of the guys she slept around with. I don't mean that. I would never imply that about anybody.
No, that's a spot monkey.
That funky monkey. Be very careful with that so we don't get flagged for anything. But the Owens and Shane match, I think, probably has
the most significant build and believability.
It does. It's just if they don't do right by it, this could damage things.
This is one of the big 4 pay-per-views. Owens needs to beat Shane.
Oh, he does.
Needs to lay him out and have Shane leave on a stretcher, as you've been saying.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's like, I think you agree with that. It's like, and obviously in kayfabe, because, like, look, Shane...
Well, yeah, obviously.
Shane is not... I don't think Shane is the worst thing to happen to TV. The way they're doing it is.
I mean, the worst thing that happened to TV is Love Island, but...
See, everybody's been talking about that, and I have no clue what that is. What is it?
What was it? Like, something like people attempting not to cheat on their spouses or partners. Like, it's something really stupid, apparently.
Yeah, we had Temptation Island here in the US.
Oh, that's Temptation Island. That's what I was thinking of.
Wait, Love Island? Is that goddamn UK show?
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck that.
I was thinking of Temptation Island.
No, it's okay. Fuck Love Island and fuck whoever the hell decided to create it.
Yeah, anyway.
But yeah, I should watch the first season of Temptation Island. I don't know why.
I'm sorry?
Nah, there's a cute redhead on it. But anyway, if Owens doesn't win, okay, yeah, somebody could bring back Owens. They could have a blow-off match at Hell in a Cell, but you would take the air out of the balloon.
Yeah.
So Owens has to win here. And yeah, Shane needs to be written off TV for a while because he doesn't... You don't need a 49-year-old guy that sweats more than about 10 wrestlers put together as your top heel when you have so many others.
Yeah.
One thing I am glad about, Baron Corbin is not on this card.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah, and Lacey Evans, and I'm not even necessarily glad she's not on the card. They're going to need to rebuild her quite a bit because they really didn't do a bit. I'm not saying she's all the way down, on the ground. I mean, that sounded a lot less dirty before I said that.
Right.
No, I like Lacey Evans, and it's like with women, because speaking of the women, we got Bayley and Ember.
One of the most poorly built women's matches.
Forgot this goddamn match was happening.
Exactly. Like, I like some of it. I think Bayley should win this one.
She should.
In a heelish fashion, maybe.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Maybe start to twist her character a little bit more, but...
Start to tweak her character.
Maybe not that.
I'd watch. Oh, you meant drugs. Oh,
and then have Ember strive again to regain a title shot at Survivor Series.
Kind of like what they did. It would be a little more hot-shotting compared to what they did with her and Asuka.
Yeah.
In NXT. But I think that could actually be a pretty good way to go.
Yeah.
But then AJ and Ricochet, I don't care. It will be a good match. I don't care.
I'm excited to see the action in the ring, but the outcome really... It really needs to be AJ Styles, just so that you can continue the momentum that you built with the club, the OC.
It's a stupid name. I will forever say it's a stupid name.
I know you will. It's like I've always said, not always, only in the past year, is that if I was ever rock climbing, I'd have you hold the rope because you never let anything go.
Come on, Chris. I'm a perfectly reasonable human being when it comes to wrestling.
Yes, and as predictable as the speak can say.
I'm running out of about as much... I eat through as many batteries as a speak can say.
Probably.
So, we get Becky Lynch and Natty.
Yes.
I like how they built this, the submission-based match.
And Becky being a tweener, she can be heelish if she needs to be, or face if she needs to be.
She's going to need to be a heel. I'm not saying that Becky won't get some cheers in Canada, but they are going to cheer Natty like she's royalty.
And I think both Becky and WWE understand that, which is why Becky's been healing it up the past couple weeks.
Why she's been tweaking her character a little bit.
I didn't say that.
I did, and I'm proud of it. So, Becky, if Natty won, I would not be against it, but here's the thing. Okay, one of two ways. Becky wins, they have Shayna come up the next night, especially Shayna loses. Yeah. Something like that. Or they have Shayna come up as champion, and they have her lose it on, the TV at some point. Okay. Or Natty wins, and then Shayna lays her out soon afterwards, and it's a transitional reign. Which I feel bad for saying about Natty, but Natty's been with the company for 11 years. At this point, there's only so much you can do. Mm-hmm. But then Bray versus Balor, The Fiend versus the non-demon, because he's not going to be the demon. I'm for it.
Yeah.
I know that Bray's going to win. He's got it. I mean, obviously, even if Balor wasn't taking time off, it would have been just monumentally stupid for them to have a new character that they have, for whatever reason, invested so much time in.
Yeah.
We're of two minds on this. It's not that I don't think the Bray can't make it work. I just don't think Vince will let it work long term. Long term, I mean. It could be good. It'll be short. I think it'll be like 8 minutes. Because you got to have Bray just eat through him. I mean, maybe not literally. But not like the Thing. Smoke. Not now, Terry. But that's got to happen with Bray. Then we get to Ziggler and Goldberg. Well, obviously Goldberg. If this match lasts beyond 2 minutes, I'll be amazed.
Yeah, we're pretty sure Goldberg's going to win, but if Ziggler wins this one,
God damn.
It would be something big for Ziggler. It'd be a shock, but at the same time, no one can see the hand motions. John, this is a podcast.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to make it anyway, because you can imagine what hand motion I'm making.
Yeah. If Ziggler wins this one, it could be something big for him. It could be rejuvenating for him.
By beating a Jew? I had to say it, Chris.
All right, I'll allow it.
I agree. I mean, it's just with Goldberg, it's just he can't last beyond 2 minutes. It happens with men his age. So we then get Goldberg.
No, don't worry about me.
But Goldberg's got to win. We then get Gulak and Lorcan, and I think we might briefly talk about that. But Gulak will win. This will be a good match, though. I love Lorcan as a singles wrestler. Like I said, I love him and Birch as a team.
Yeah.
So all that. But now we move on.
I love Oni Lorcan's Twitter game.
Oh, God, just all in caps and just yelling all the goddamn time.
Go an Iron Sheik style with that.
Except Lorcan makes sense.
Right.
So let's go to finish up this whole thing. Whether I do want to add just right before we go to indie experiences. I really don't have the most enthusiasm for SummerSlam. It could be good.
Yeah, but it feels like just another pay-per-view.
And that's going to be something WWE has to go forward with. Now, them going to only 10 matches, possibly 11 if they have a Roman Buddy Murphy match, and then Roman interferes, that kind of stuff, whatever. That could be something that could be good. If you have 11 matches on a big show like this, and not the big show, that's fine.
It's my big toe.
That was a story from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Cool.
That they referenced in the movie. But they apparently, if they're going to go down to less matches on pay-per-views and focus more on quality over quantity, that's probably a better idea.
Yeah, then AEW would sooner buy WWE.
Oh, I know. By the way, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. If you watch it, you'll appreciate some of the homage that they paid to the, or homage.
Merch.
Forbidden donut. So, yeah, but Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark told some nice stories and stuff like that. The problem is it just wasn't scary. But we talk about our indie experiences to finish up this podcast.
Yes.
So I wrote some down. You've been to a few whack shows, which sounds really wrong.
Wiggity whack. It's WAC, Without a Cause Wrestling.
It's in Everett, Washington.
There's some great talent in there. I got to see DJ Z a couple times before he headed off to NXT.
And became, what the fuck's his name? Joe, what is it?
Joaquin Wild.
Joaquin.
Joaquin Wielding?
Well, Wild, I knew was the last name. I just couldn't remember what it was. It's like...
Do you know it's a super Filipino name?
He's Filipino, by the way, guys, in case you didn't know that.
His family and mine are from the same region of the Philippines. Pampanga.
What? Didn't even... I don't know anything about the Philippines. So,
right.
I did like how you guys apparently talked about lumpia for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one uniting force behind all Filipinos.
Apparently it's a really popular dish. I'm not aware. So...
Yeah, if you go to the food truck rally with us on the 24th, you probably stop by the lumpia truck and have some for yourself. They're Filipino egg rolls, but better.
If I'm off in enough time, I'll let you know.
It's 12 to 6. We'll probably be there at the 12.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm still working that day.
That's sweet.
So indie experiences though. So our first show we went to
the indie experience. Oh, indie experience.
Proud of that, Chris?
Yeah. All right.
You should be. So we went to Without a Cause. Well, wait. Was it Whack that was first? Yeah.
Defy was first.
Defy was first. So let's talk about Defy. Yeah. Opening match. We're not going to go over every single person that we saw. But Moose. It was cool to see Moose show up. Big guy.
That wasn't on our first show.
No, this is
first of the year.
Of the year. Because if we want to go to our first indie experiences, we could talk about seeing John Morrison,
Yeah.
Taya Valkyrie, Shaft. Our first experience seeing
Mustache
Shaft.
Mountain.
Mustache
Walter.
Mountain. Walter, his chops in person, Christ.
Woo! Shaft no selling it.
Yeah. Shaft, by the way, Navy veteran and really, really great guy.
Yeah.
Really nice guy. Tony Storm, who once again I did not fanboy over when I met her.
But yeah.
Jimmy Havoc.
Yes.
Jeff Cobb.
Yes.
And, the like. John Morrison, it was cool to meet John Morrison. Ty Valkyrie is super nice.
SCU!
Yeah, and that's actually something we're going to go to. So we went to the January Defy show. It's our second anniversary. Got to see Moose.
Mm-hmm.
Big guy in person. Got to shake his hand, say, really enjoy your work as we were leaving. He was...
And then, of course, there was... Joey Ryan was there.
Yeah, Joey Ryan was doing the ring announcing.
Still injured.
Yeah, he was like... I think he was basically recovered, but he was just like...
He was filling in for Miggs.
Steve Miggs, by the way, the hashtag local celebrity, but
he's a radio host.
And a huge wrestling fan. Actually pretty good in the ring.
Yeah.
Despite the fact he hasn't really wrestled all that much.
But Joey Ryan gets attacked.
It's by Rosas and a few others.
Yeah.
Guillermo Rosas.
What's
Santiago?
The guy with the big hair?
I don't remember the... Oh, you're talking the guy with the afro. I don't remember his name, but he's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like this big elimination match.
And then suddenly some theme music hit, and I have no idea, because I don't watch I really don't watch New Japan or Ring of Honor, so I had no idea.
The instant I heard the music, though, and I mean, I know what you're saying. The instant I heard the music, I'm like, no way. And then the whole thing, super kick party. 500 fans made the noise of $3,000.
Now, to be fair, it's Seattle. We're very good at being loud.
We
if
are.
you've ever been in CenturyLink Field, the stadium shakes with how loud Seattle can get.
You have told me that. I've never actually been. But yeah, the Young Bucks showed up unannounced.
Yeah.
And it was an explosion. Like, legit. They super kicked everybody.
Of course, they gave a very subtle hint on Twitter with Matt Jackson put out the froling up like, "How dare you defy me?"
I'm blocked by the Young Bucks on Twitter for some reason. I don't know why.
I have no idea.
It was the fuck the revival thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
And the fuck the Young... I actually don't hate the Young Bucks. I just don't think they're the best tag team in the world. But I will say, it was cool they showed up.
Yeah.
It was great. And had I had cash, I mean, I would have been in a Cornette shirt, so I don't know if they would have taken their picture with me.
Yeah, Joey Ryan was there, so as a joke, he decided to wear his Cornette shirt, because I was suggesting it too.
I did get to meet Joey Ryan later on. I actually got to shake his hand. I gave him, for an autograph, I gave him 20 instead of 10.
Yeah.
It was the least I could do. I said, I was a jackass in a Cornette shirt. He's like, oh, you're not a jackass. I was like, but, Shaft was there.
Yes.
Of course, Strickland. We got to see Swerve in one of his last indie matches.
Yeah.
You want to talk about somebody that has earned everything that he's gotten as far as success. Mm-hmm. I knew how good he was before we got to see him live. Watching him wrestle, it's a joy.
Yeah.
He's great. SCU, that was a thrill for me. Mm-hmm. Because I've been a big fan. I mean, Scorpio Sky, big fan of him. And he's really good. He's the young son hero of the three. But I've been a big fan of Kazarian and Daniels since our time in TNA.
Yeah.
And
I was a huge fan of Curryman.
I don't know how Daniels made that work.
I had no idea it was Christopher Daniels.
Oh, you didn't?
No, because I'd fallen in and out of wrestling throughout the 2000s.
That's right, yeah.
And so all I see is this guy just runs up and starts dancing on his opponents. I'm like, yeah, all right.
It's kind of like Norman Smiley, only goofier. But SCU is cool to see.
Or Repo Man.
Oh, God, that thing with Alvarez and Simon Miller.
Oh, God. That would be interesting.
But, yeah, SCU is cool to see them. It was like Strickland. Mm-hmm. It was Strickland, Randy Myers, and Shaft.
Yes.
Just Randy Myers. You want to talk about somebody. Ravenous Randy Myers, Weirdo Hero on Instagram and I believe on Twitter. I think that's...
No, I think he's Ravenous
Randy on Twitter. He's really cool.
Yeah.
Got to meet him.
Trained in the Heart Dungeon, which might explain his eccentricities. He must be a big fan of dungeons.
God. He's really cool, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really good where God is he committed to the gimmick.
I still love the Natalia's photo shoot.
Oh, God, yes.
And she goes, and she had a picture, and it was just her suplexing the guy, and she goes, "This is me suplexing Ravenous Randy Myers." And I'm just sitting like, what?
Right, and that was amazing watching that. But it was cool to see Randy.
Yeah.
I finally got to actually meet the guy like later on and like shake his hand and give him extra money for like a shirt.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I've been meaning to like actually say face to face how I enjoy your work and stuff like that. And it was great when we finally started to go into these indie shows. And when we went to Without a Cause, their first show in October of last year. Got to meet Priscilla Kelly. I got to be part of Thunder Rosa's entrance, which shocked me.
Yes.
It's like afterwards, I was like, I think they were the first match, or they were the first intermission match, or they were the first match, or the last match before intermission. And I'm like, I'm sitting there and I go, I have no idea what just happened. I'm not complaining. I mean, she was really cool, and Priscilla was really cool.
But yeah, this year though too,
Yeah.
it started off with, I think it did start off with Wax.
It started off with Defy, and then it went to Whack.
So one thing you should know about Without a Cause, it's run by a few guys, but the main guy that you'll end up seeing is Max Zaleski. Now, Max is a big fan of puns, and I love him for that.
Yeah.
The New Year show was New Year, who dis?
Which I liked.
Yes.
One more thing about Defy, though. Remember the main event? It was Artemis Spencer versus Desmond Xavier. Desmond Xavier.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Desmond Xavier had Bohemian Rhapsody, the fast part of, it as his theme. And if you can imagine about 500 wrestling fans, at least 80% of them drunk, trying to sing that, and it was great. He was enjoying it.
If you ever fall out of love with wrestling or with WWE,
God.
go to an indie show.
Yes.
You will not regret the time you spend with the people just as silly as you are.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like that's really what it's all about. But in that match, you remember Artemis Spencer, who's their current champion, great talent as well, from Vancouver, BC?
Yeah,
from Vancouver.
so.
Him and Desmond are fighting, and Desmond Xavier ends up, sitting in my lap because he does his spot, and security's trying to get me to move. I can't. I have a 200-pound man on me. What do you want me to do?
Listen, this may be some people's dreams, but this man in my lap is kind of halting my progress.
I mean, look, I know that there are some people that that want a black man in their lap, and that's fine. That's what all you like. But it was very odd.
Yeah,
it was cool though.
Surprisingly, not what I paid for when I came to see half-naked men grappling each other.
But going to the first Without a Cause show, we had to miss the November one.
Yes.
Due to the fact it was on Survivor Series. October, the first one we saw. Second one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, November. We got to see DJ Z. You got to talk to him. That was really cool. That was the one we got to be backstage for, actually.
Yeah.
We got to meet Darby. Darby, who is fucking terrific, by the way.
Yes.
He's great. We got to meet Aubrey Edwards.
Aubrey, she was on almost every show.
Oh God.
Up until she got signed with AEW.
I mean, good on her.
I'm really hoping that we get to meet her again, so that I can continue to chant my favorite chant when Aubrey shows up, which is Aubrey Elite, Aubrey Elite.
There we go. But no, Aubrey's really cool. Pitfall Jones, the indie wrestler.
It's an Indiana Jones gimmick, and it is amazing.
It's absolutely...
His video promos on Twitter.
Oh, God.
So God, what is his Twitter handle?
It's the Pitfall, @Pitfall Jones, I think.
That real Pit... Oh, hold on a second.
So we're gonna...
The Pitfall Jones.
The Pitfall Jones, yeah.
Follow him. He's very entertaining.
He's really cool. Cody Chun.
Classic Cody Chun.
You want to talk about somebody that AEW could sign in a year or so?
Yeah.
He's a really good wrestler, really good worker.
He's got solid foundation work. He knows how to work a crowd. He's great. Although, if there are two talents, I'd have to say we could see big things from on AEW, not WWE, because WWE could never use them correctly. Is Judas Icarus and Elliot.
The Strays.
Icky and Ellie and Icky. Is
that what it is?
Yeah, the Strays.
Okay. Yeah.
These guys, they come in looking like they're homeless, and it is the most endearing gimmick and the easiest way to make money because they don't even need to sell merch. People give them money because their gimmick is that they're homeless.
They wander around. They run around the ring
with a little pan. And,
it's just fucking great. Icarus needs to stop braining himself on the floor.
Yeah,
though.
and almost every match he's in, Icarus almost brains himself, or does brain himself.
The January show, I think that was actually the one where we were at. It's like he hit the floor doing a dive. We felt it in our feet.
Yeah, but these guys are hilarious. They know how to work the crowd. They work so well together that
The frog splash senton finish thing that they do.
One of the guys that I work with, the Black Sheep, Dave Turner, says they're just two guys that they just need to get that break because they are very talented, supremely talented.
They are. Turner, I finally got, you had spoke big things about him. I finally got to shake his hand in January and a couple other shows, but it's like, I wouldn't want to cross him.
No, CEOs are his favorite target.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Chase James, though, their current champion.
Yes.
Chase is a really nice guy. He's
got a bit of a squeaky voice on him, but he's very talented in the ring.
I mean, yeah, but with a guy with a name like Chase, you would think it would either be a bit squeaky voice or he'd be
total
like
bro.
Yes, and fortunately, he's a down to earth guy.
Yeah.
So
he's from Spokane.
The good part of Spokane.
Yeah, not Spokompton.
So Steve Miggs, though, got to meet him. I think that was when they brought out the verified championship thing because he's a #local celebrity.
Yeah. Well, and I'll get into one of my favorite things about WAC was, well, what do we got next on the list? The February WAC, we got DJZ.
Joey Ryan, I finally got to meet him.
Yeah.
Chase James. Hotshot. When we saw Hotshot, she was somebody the Lance Storm trained. We talked about it a bit ago. Her second, she does what this dive out there.
She's dating DJZ, right?
I think they're engaged.
Oh, nice.
I think they are. But she did this
God, and I'm forgetting one of my favorite talents in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Bar none, my favorite talent, Sonico.
Oh yeah, Sonico I had written down.
Who's heading over to Pro Wrestling Noah.
Yeah, and good on him because Sonico.
I think just for a tour, but
still.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pro Wrestling Noah runs some tours. They don't run often.
Yeah.
Or at least not as often as they. I don't know much about Pro Wrestling Noah currently. No, Sonico's great. Hotshot, though, I just want to go back to her. When she did a dive, like, through the ropes and did, like, this tornado DDT, I remember talking to her, and I go, like, afterwards, I go, like, during the intermission, I go, hey, it's like, oh, I was trained by Lance Storm or whatever. It's like, yeah, that was my second match. What?
Right.
And, I mean, I actually got a selfie with her. I said, hey, you're obviously really good. You mind if I get a selfie with you if you got a minute? DJZ knows how to pick him, I'll say that much. But, no, Sonico's great. You got up and close and personal with Sonico on Defy show.
we were watching the Defy show, and we're always in the front row.
Yes.
And security goes to back us up so that they can do a dive out of the ring. Security didn't back me up far enough.
No.
Sonico goes to the ropes, and I take a luchador straight to the face.
You do.
And I was standing there for a moment, like, did I just get hit by a luchador?
You did. And I was just like, fuck, you all right, man?
My glasses got sent flying.
They did. Fortunately, they got picked up.
Another
the cool things you did with your glasses, though.
Giving my gold ones to Strickland, which apparently he still wears on some house shows.
If you've seen how Strickland has those glasses and stuff like that he can look through, you go ahead and explain the story.
Yeah. So I remember him talking about how he's not able to see through some of the glasses, like the red ones are impossible to see through. I know because I use them for our Raw reviews.
Yeah.
And when I go, oh yeah, the yellow ones are good because you can see through them.
Right.
Far better.
Right.
So yeah.
And you hand them to him,
And that's why if you ever see him wearing the red or blue ones and he's like looking up, it's because he's actually has his head tilted up and looking down beneath the glasses.
To make sure.
So that he can see where the hell he's going.
And that was just really cool. I remember you told me, like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. It was funny, the wrestlers, like, we each gravitated towards a wrestler, I think, like, at our first show. Yours was Strickland, and mine was Chef.
We should also talk about one of the youngest masters of the Spanish Fly, Nick Wayne.
Oh, God, Nick Wayne.
He's 14 years old.
Yeah. Related to Buddy Wayne.
He is the son of Buddy Wayne.
I know. I just
not just related.
Yeah. But son of Buddy Wayne. Nick Wayne, 14 years old, and you watch that guy, and you're just like, how?
That kid's going to be something big.
Yeah, he sticks with it and keeps doing it. Absolutely, he will.
He absolutely loves this stuff.
We got to talk to him. Well, you've talked to him a few more times. We got to talk to him a little bit before the Defy show we were just at, the 2-day event.
Yeah, because I'm not very hard to spot in a crowd.
Which may shock some of you guys.
I know, with my mustache and derby that I actually do wear outside.
Yes, he does. I can vouch for that.
But yeah.
Nick's great. Nick's great. And then, for like the March Defy, because I was really excited because Ultimo Dragon, that was a thrill for me.
Oh, God, yeah.
And
for me, I was very excited about Tajiri because, let's face it, 90s kid, I liked ECW.
Yeah, I mean...
And WCW and WWE.
I didn't care as much for ECW, even though I liked some of the talents in there. But yeah, Tajiri and Super Crazy
It
had a
hasn't
match.
aged well, but Tajiri and Super Crazy, who were both at the show, have.
Neither. I watched Jericho's debut episode in WWE, from 20 years ago. You know how well that aged? Not very. But it was great to see Tajiri and Super Crazy.
Super Crazy still doing that stupid fucking crazy triple flip.
Yeah, the one moonsault.
Moonsault.
The triple moonsault. Got to shake his hand, offer him a little bit extra money for an autograph.
Tajiri coming out during Ultimo Dragon's match.
It's just
film it from
God.
the side.
Oh, that's so fucking great. Ultimo and Matt Cross, who was Son of Havoc in Lucha Underground.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Cross, great. Got to meet him a few times. Really down to earth guy.
You got to see him at the last event.
Yeah, and I mean, Ultimo, like the fact that I got to meet Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah.
I think his translator there, translated enough for it, like where I really, said I really appreciate your work. And nice guy.
Yeah.
Very nice guy. 1%'s a really good tag team.
1%'s pretty good.
I
kind of wonder what they're up to right now.
I forget Royce Isaacs, the white guy.
Yeah, he's an MLW, isn't he?
I think he is, but he appeared on the Crockett Cup in a tag team. And I remember looking, tweeting out, is that Royce Isaacs, 1%? And somebody responded, it was. I go, oh, okay, God, it was. And it was really cool to see him. They're a great team. Darby Allin, we got to meet Darby there. I got to slip him a little extra money for the
Let me
for an
some
autograph.
extra money.
Well, no, because he was like, hey, just for an autograph and this kind of stuff. And he goes, oh, I'll go towards my hospital bill because I forgot he got injured recently. I'm shocked.
Darby Allin getting injured? That never happens.
Shocked, right? And then we go to the March Wax show. We got to meet Sammy Guevara.
Yes.
Really?
I didn't know what to expect out of him, but him going up against Sonico was great.
Sammy was really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice guy. Darby Allin was also there. Remember we got to see Darby Allin within a week?
Right.
And he was like, oh, God, you got...
Well, that's the key with WAC, is they're able to get a lot of these guys in on a budget because they're already in the area.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Darby does live in the area.
Yeah.
Or at least is from this area. Joey Ryan, we got to see him there. I think he was in a tag team with Chase James. They were doing the whole dick thing.
So it was Joey Ryan, Chase James versus Cool Dad Chris Ross and Kingpin Johnny Flynn. Chris Ross and Johnny Flynn were part of a group called Daddy's Money. Cool Dad Chris Ross is the daddy. He had two people that were his quote-unquote sons, Eli Surge and Travis Williams, Golden Boy.
Surge is a really nice guy.
Travis Williams, is fantastic talent.
Great heel.
He's got that heelish vibe that MJF gives off, though he's definitely not as good as MJF.
No, but he's good. He knows...
MJF is better than you, and you know it.
MJF, it was cool that we got to see him at Defy a couple times last year.
It was our first show, I think.
Our first show, and I think the third show.
Yeah. That and Ricky Starks.
Starks is great.
Yeah. He got demolished by Chef.
I wish we could have seen Nicole Matthews.
But anyway, back where I was at. So, Cool Dad Chris Ross, Kingpin Johnny Flynn, up against Chase James and Joey Ryan. And the entire match, he's trying to get Chris Ross to grab his dick for the dick flip.
Right.
But Chase James gets grabbed instead. Joey Ryan and all of them interrupt. And so what ends up happening is that Chris Ross is trying to pull... I think Chris Ross is trying to pull Johnny Flynn off of Chase James's reach. Yeah. And Joey Ryan runs up behind and gets set up for the dick flip. And he yells at Chase James, "Just like I trained you!" And the two do a simultaneous dick flip. Which, to a lot of wrestling purists, I get you. Comedy wrestling bullshit can be bullshit to you, but I like some comedy in my wrestling.
I can definitely say that I'm not a huge fan of Joey Ryan's gimmick necessarily. I don't mind the guy. He actually work.
Made for live crowds.
Oh no, he is, and he 100% gets what he is, gets his role, gets.
He can also wrestle.
Yeah, no, he can work. I mean, I'm not picking on that at all.
What was it? It's like, all right, I haven't done this in a while, but I'm gonna try this whole wrestling thing.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. And he is actually a nice guy if you get a chance to meet him.
Yeah.
Priscilla Kelly, which I guarantee you, the few times I met her, didn't fanboy at all. Chris can vouch for that.
No, never.
Never, no. But no, it was cool because Darby and Priscilla were there. And actually, I think I wore the shirt. Yeah, I wore the shirt that I bought from Priscilla at the first show.
I like how
And-
you're gesturing at your shirt like people could see.
Yeah, like the shirt. Yeah, well, actually, it's really hot in here. But also, I wore her shirt, and it's like she saw me in the front row. Granted, it's only like 150, 200 people that could fit in that venue anyway, even with the new venue. But it was pretty cool to go, ha ha, ah, she's pointing at me. And then we got to meet Aubrey Edwards again.
Yeah.
There were some cool people there. Hot Shot was at the next one. Shotzi. We didn't get to really talk to Shotzi much.
Yeah, Shotzi had to duck out. I'm guessing she had another booking she had to go to. B-Boy was at that same show, wasn't he?
Yes. Shotzi, though, was really cool.
Yeah.
Got to talk about briefly how her monster
I got to meet a lot of Filipino wrestlers.
Yeah, which I knew was a big thrill for you.
We got to meet Aaron Solo. We got to meet DJ Z. We got to meet B-Boy and Shotzi Blackheart.
Surge, I remember when Surge had that, it seemed like he tweaked his knee or hurt himself really bad. I got to talk to him afterwards.
And then
go,
just
right?
last month I got to meet TJP.
Yeah, how was that?
Yeah, he's a pretty nice guy.
Is he?
Yeah. He got to talk a lot, and he really talked about how much fun he had working with Ultimo Dragon.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thrill.
He's like, he kind of regaled us with a story of his time in Mexico working the whole luchador circuit there. And him and Ultimo were going up in a match against a couple of heels, but you know how passionate Mexico is about lucha libre.
Never. Would have never known that.
These two heels were so reviled that as soon as they stepped out, they started getting rocks thrown at them.
You sure this wasn't Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
No, they were known for doing that. in
Yeah,
Puerto
but they
Rico
got
also.
junk started getting thrown at them. Trash, John. Not that
Cutting
kind
off
of
our
junk.
dicks and throwing it at them.
That's some serious dick flipping. And so what ended up happening is that these two heels had to get escorted out by the police to prevent people from jumping the barriers and killing them. So essentially, TJP and Ultimo Dragon just hung back and just kind of talked with the fans and met with them because they couldn't have a match.
It reminds me of this Roddy Piper story, and we'll get into the rest of the stuff and then go. But Roddy Piper talked about the story where he was in L.A. He was working, or no, I think he was in L.A. or he's somewhere around there. But he was working against Chavo Guerrero Sr.
Yeah.
And he did this thing where they did this angle and wait a second, I didn't mean to offend you fans. Next week I'm going to have learned how to play the Mexican national anthem on the gaita, the bagpipes. He starts playing them and starts playing La Cucaracha. Fans start throwing trash and everything in the ring. He's like, night never got started. Which Roddy Piper wanting to anger people through ethnic comedy. I'm shocked.
Well, with Roddy, it was just black and white. At least half and half.
How the fuck? I remember watching that and I'm like, ow.
I'm sure we'll polish that one off later.
Hopefully not. So, but yeah, Shotzi was cool. Christian Andes, there's this really cool, he's a really cool guy. Him and Pitfall Jones, the indie wrestler we referenced earlier, they're sitting there talking about making a tag team or whatever, and I just came up with the name and said Pitfall and the Andes. They go, I like that. I go, use it. Do it. But yeah, we got to meet DJ Z there, Hot Shot. Super Crazy showed up, shockingly. I got to...
Apparently, I think Guillermo Rosas is his nephew or something like that.
Which makes sense. And he's really good.
Yes.
Yeah, he's really good. There are a ton of people that we're forgetting, and it's not any disrespect. It's just there's so many people.
We've met so many talents that... I follow almost every single wrestler that we end up talking to and meeting or seeing.
Alex Zane.
Alex Zane, holy...
God.
Before he took off like that... We got to meet him.
First show. We got to meet
him.
him.
And then a few shows later when he had his hair purple.
It was April. It was the April show. That was the last one I was at. And I remember, seeing, I go, yeah, man, were you on the first show? Yeah, I had different hair. So, okay, it was you. Because I was like, I recognize you, but the hair was different.
The sauce.
Yes, it's the body by Taco Bell.
Yeah.
It's Alex Zane, you want to talk about something, and he's really tall, but he can move like a goddamn, cruiserweight.
He moves like Ricochet.
Yeah.
With the fucking 700,000 degree spin that he did on that one Twitter video.
That was impressive. May for Defy. Because I wasn't able to go to a few Without a Cause shows. You can talk about some of that stuff if you want to. Pentagon.
Yeah.
Got to meet Pentagon. That was a thrill.
Yes.
Didn't get to meet Phoenix. Phoenix got reviled a little bit later that we'll get into. Randy Myers finally got to meet him. Shaft. Artemis. Danica Della Rouge.
Yeah.
And Cat's Power, Grindhouse Girl, I think, on Instagram.
Yeah, and then Sloan, who had this whole total Furiosa vibe to her.
What?
Mad Max Fury Road.
Ah. Haven't watched it.
Yeah. But,
You're talking Charlize Theron's character.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I gathered that much. Sloane's pretty cool on Twitter.
I think this was also the first show where Jennifer Sherrill started going there. Jen?
Yes, Jen.
Or was that...
that was earlier.
Yeah, that was...
That was like... that was March, I think. March or so.
Well, she's the Northwest favorite live tweeter. She went to one Defy show, and after that, she was absolutely in love with wrestling.
She
tweeted out when she saw Sloan, "I am so gay right now."
Oh God, that was great. Jen is really, really cool. What is her name on Twitter?
At Gomi, Goahmee,
I think.
You know that thing I just said?
Be prepared. Is that it?
Hold on a second.
But the whole point is she's an example of how you could get
Goahmee.
Okay. She's really cool though. She posts some people may see it as controversial. She's speaking her mind or whatever. She posts a lot. She's great to talk to, and the fact that that's an example of indie wrestling hooking fans that you wouldn't expect. We met some really, really cool people. You have some fans that go to these shows.
Yeah.
I'm just the white guy that just sits around. Because that's the thing. That's what I tell people. I said, see, he's the character of the show, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
I go by the Derminator, which was a name developed by a fan, which I think was...
JJF France.
Yeah.
I think it was. It was cool to see a women's match there at Defy, because we don't get to see that often. Sometimes they're usually in Portland.
Women's talent is very hard to book in the Northwest just because there's not a whole lot of it.
Well, yeah. Well, usually in Canada. But it's like Defy tends to have an issue. Without a Cause, that's another story.
Yeah.
But then we get to like, you could talk about some of your indie experiences, like, stuff at the shows you went to.
Yeah. I mean, there was I got to see Rebel Kell. Izzy McQueen is another Filipino wrestler.
Wasn't Izzy at one of the shows that we went to?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, she faced off against Hotshot.
Yeah. Because Filipinos.
That's a good point, yeah. Wait. You mean Shotzi?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, meeting a lot of these people, I got to meet a guy who goes by Facade, and he's got this whole ninja gimmick. And his theme music is Vanilla Ice, "Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go!"
Seriously?
Yes!
Oh, God.
And it made it so easy to have a chant for the guy.
Yeah. That would actually do it.
That was the same one that TJP was going up against Alexander Hammerstone.
Hammerstone was cool to see live.
Buff Jericho.
Better than Buff Bagwell.
Yeah.
No, Hammerstone's actually really cool.
Yes, he is.
He
He's very talented.
Cornette speaks very highly.
Jordy Taylor, he is muscle bound and is completely secure in his sexuality, whatever that may be. I got to meet a guy, luchador by the name of Super Beetle. Jordy Taylor beat him in a match, hung him up from the top turnbuckle, and then gave him the Spider-Man kiss.
That was
a lot of Super Beetle's fans was not happy about that one.
And one of his fans in the largest quotations we can possibly put.
Right. But it's something that's just great. 4 minutes of heat.
Rockstar Ricky Gibson.
And Eddie F. and Pearl.
Okay. I couldn't remember the other guy's name, and that's no disrespect, but...
They're a great team with some wonderful mullets. Speaking of wonderful mullets, Flying Brian Pillman Jr. I got to see it without a cause.
How was he to see live?
He's great.
Yeah.
He was in a fatal four-way between... so it was Flying Brian Pillman Jr., Cool Dad Chris Ross, after becoming Sad Dad Chris Ross after his adopted son said, "You're not my real dad," and left him. Jordy Taylor, who wanted in on that match too, and Chase James,
the champ,
who now has a new gimmick where he really took advantage of that Vistaprint deal and got a bunch of business cards. So he just goes, "Chase James," and then flips out the cards.
Chase is really cool though.
He's finding stuff that really works for him, but that was a great match. There was a moment where all four of them got each other in a headlock, and one of them didn't have anyone to put a headlock, so he got the ref into a headlock.
It's speaking of refs, actually, before we go to the July show, and then we'll finish up.
Yeah.
The ref,
Dante.
Dante is really cool. Dante, yeah.
Because this actually has to do with the ref talk.
Yeah.
So Dante Smith is part of a tag team in 3-2-1 battle called the Legion of Gloom.
3-2-1 battle is kind of like weird wrestling, I think is the best way to describe it.
Yes. They're weird without being bloody.
Oh, okay, man.
He's got this thing where he comes out and he has candles on his shoulder pads and he forces whoever's the ring announcer or ref to blow them out for him. But there was a match where he wanted a match with somebody. Anybody.
Oh, no.
And Dave Turner comes out to fight him. And Dave Turner is maybe, 6'5",
6'4",
somewhere around there. He's more than a few inches taller than me, and I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
Way taller than me. And Dante, you'd expect to be like the cowardly heel. But no, he's like, you know what? I asked for a match. I'm taking this.
I'm taking this match.
And then the ref comes out, and the ref is this buff black guy. I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name
but
either.
he's this big guy, and Dante looks at him and goes, "Can we get like a smaller ref in here?" And what ended up happening is that Dante gets demolished by Turner.
Of course he does.
Not that Dante, he did get in quite a bit of offense in,
but still.
But he's like sitting there, and he's down in the ring, and he's struggling to get up. And so this big ref just picks him up, holding him in his arms like a newlywed bride, and just walks into the back. And there's me being a jackass going, "And I will always ref you."
Was that in May or June?
I think that was the June show.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I was watching Stomping Grounds, Chris, which of course is where WWE talents kick ass and take names.
Oh god, it's so cool.
So, but yeah, you were at that. We did go to the July Defy show.
Yes, the 2-night event.
Yeah, it was a 2-night event. We got to see Tama Tonga twice.
Yes, we got to see Joey Janela completely liven up an entire crowd because, in spite of his Joey Janela-ness, if there's one thing that guy knows how to do, it's work a crowd. And he came out to his theme music, and then he goes, "Hold on a moment," and he goes back, and then they start playing Sandman.
Enter Sandman.
Yeah, Enter Sandman, and he comes out with a kendo stick and
White Claws because he loves White Claws.
I've never had a White Claw, and I probably never will.
A lot of people drink them.
I'm a porter and stout guy.
What?
I like my beers as dark as the void.
Like the movie The Void or Space Void?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen the movie The Void?
No.
Probably just as well. That was cool, though. That was cool to see him do that. We got to see Daniels twice.
We got to see La Negra almost die to a war beast.
Oh, dear God. The Tama Tonga thing, though. Tama Tonga comes out for a main event.
Oh, no.
Those who know Tama Tonga, sometimes people have done the Roman Reigns comparison. Well, this one guy decides to chant Roman Reigns at him. You do not mess.
He stopped the entire fucking show to address that one asshole in particular.
He said he will fuck him up, and I thought for a second he was looking at me like, nope, it's that guy over there. I didn't say it.
And he's sitting there, and he gets up on the ring, he goes, he's like mouthing, "I'm gonna fuck you up," and he's like, just doing that eye motion, giving it like, "I'm watching you."
He didn't mouth it though. He said it.
Yeah.
But God, that was great. Tama Tonga though, great to see live.
Yes.
He did wrestle Joey Janela in I think it was a semi-main.
Yeah.
Or not semi-main, but the first intermission. No? Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Christopher Daniels was great to see live.
Yes.
How he moves at 50, or almost 50 years old, I have no idea. I think he's 48 now. How he moves at almost 50.
He lifts, bro.
He lifts bros?
Probably.
But actually he does,
Yeah.
because he does in wrestling. Matt Cross, I cannot tell you just how great that guy is.
Yeah.
And
Shaft kicking out of Christopher Daniels' Fallen Angel.
Angel's Wings.
Or Angel's Wings.
It's okay. I sometimes screw up names. You know more about finishers from indie wrestlers than I do.
When Chef kicked out...
Oh, Daniel's got it. Oh, God.
Yeah. He's like, "That's the first time I've ever been busted open by somebody kicking out of my finisher."
That was pretty cool. War Beast, got to meet them finally.
Yeah.
Who's the other
Jacob
guy?
Fatu and Jacob Samuels?
Samuels, yes. Fatu, let me tell you right now, when you got a 270, when you have a 200-pound or 270-pound Samoan guy yelling at you to move, you fucking move.
Yeah, if you ever are at an indie event and the War Beast show up, don't even sit down.
Yeah.
You're going to be moving. You're going to be in the third row. You're going to be moving.
The American Guns are a really good team also.
Ethan HD and Santiago.
And Santiago's unrelenting hatred of Old Town Road.
Guillermo Rosas, who we mentioned earlier, his theme music is Old Town Road. So at that last event, Old Town Road starts playing, and everyone seems to like Rosas now because he was a heel for a while. But everyone seems to like him now, so we were all singing along to Old Town Road.
Santiago
is just like suddenly starts getting violent in the ring.
He's covered his ears.
He's like, I'm gonna kill you!
Ethan HG's covered. I think the refs tried to help cover so he can't hear anything. Yeah. It's just when you play that kind of stuff up, you can actually enjoy it with the
Indie wrestling is the best fucking thing in the world. It is the best event to go to. Especially,
as you said, if you're burned out and stuff. Douglas James was a guy I had never heard of, and I got to see. Firecracker of a guy, great talent. Yeah. Finally got to see Sloan and... Borrow that, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. Finally got to see Sloan wrestle live. Yeah. That was a treat. Definitely was just only admiring her wrestling.
That was a mixed match, tag match between...
Sloan, Travis Williams, and Danica Della Rouge and Randy Myers.
Yes.
And, just the freaking, thing where Sloan picks up Travis Williams and... Randy picks up Danica Della Rouge and they're doing like the boxing thing up top, which was just great. Sloan's just like, no, I'm picking you up. Right? and she did with
because she's like measuring him up and she's like, no.
That was great though. Danica was cool to talk to. Got to buy a shirt from her.
If you don't think intergender wrestling can work, it won't work in WWE, but it works everywhere else.
It can work in small doses, in my opinion. Los Parks. I gotta be honest. They did this one point. There's this referee named Teddy Longlegs. As he goes
Benjamin Roberts.
Benjamin Roberts. We all boo him and everything. Was a tall guy. The guy's also got a lead pipe in his goddamn arm. But anyway, they did the spot. Los Parks is L.A. Park and his nephew?
Yeah.
Son?
El Hijo de Parker. Whatever.
Yeah, Los Parks. But anyway, La Parka, the same guy from WCW. So they're doing the spot where they know the ref's getting booed. So okay. They get
They're doing a spot that they've apparently done so many times down in Mexico.
Andy, I think even in MLW.
Yeah, I think. But the thing is that when they did this, so what they did is that they brought up Benjamin Roberts' shirt, poured water on his back,
and took a belt.
And started smacking his back like they were doing to was the War Beast that they're up against? Or?
Yes,
I think
so. Whole point is...
it was the War Beast.
War Beast.
And it was a brutal spot, but, we thought, it's the heel ref getting his comeuppance.
The problem
is that Benjamin Roberts was definitely trying to get away from that, and as it turns out, he didn't really consent to that spot. So Defy has decided to not bring back Los Parks.
Which I'm disappointed by because I'm a big fan of La Parka. But I'm very disappointed by that. Now, I mean, it's not that wrestlers doing that stuff to refs are necessarily bad, but you gotta have the approval. Yeah. I mean, come on. Consent is needed.
Yeah, and I know that's as Randy Myers has on the back of his ass, consent is sexy.
Or your anxiety is lying to you or something like that. It's just a various thing. On his tights, by the way, or on his shirt. So, yeah, while I was excited to see that, I was very disappointed with that.
Yeah.
But Defy, to their credit, went out and did that,
and Benjamin Roberts definitely got some sympathy from the crowd the following night.
Even though we're booing him, we're applauding the fact that he took that like a champ and everything and stuff like that.
He got a mixed reaction. He got the John Cena reaction.
Yeah. But he got a better reaction than expected. But the whole point is, to finish up on this, it's important to go to indie wrestling if you have it there in your area, whether you're in the UK, whether you're in wherever you are. If you can go.
Yeah.
Just absolutely go. Give it a shot. You never know what the stars of tomorrow you're going to see or what new stars you're going to see. Graham, GSM Matthews on WrestleRant on Twitter, he goes to a lot of indie shows in his neck of the woods and has met a lot of people.
He's in Connecticut, so his neck of the woods is very ingrained in wrestling too.
Right, but Wrestling 2, not Wrestling 1?
Yeah, Wrestling 1 is here because we're the best.
That's true. Wait, what?
Hey!
Yeah, that's a good point. No, it just, we are pretty loud here, but in all seriousness, we enjoyed...
You should see how much my audio is speaking with me sitting 3 feet away from the microphone.
I'd be right there. Well, we're all used to it. Yeah. The whole point is that we've had a lot of fun at indie shows. We're going to be going to Without a Cause show in just about a week.
Yep.
We're going to be watching. We're going to be going to the New Japan Super J Cup in Tacoma.
Yes.
And
then in September,
Darby Allin's.
We're going to be in Darby Allin's last match at Defy, which may end up being his last indie match. I don't know.
Yeah. You will be watching the Without a Cause show the week before while I watch Hell in a Cell.
No.
But yeah, the whole point is, guys, indie wrestling, support it. There are too many people that we didn't mention, and that's not to say that they don't matter. I can only remember so many people.
Yeah. And our next podcast is probably going to be a lot shorter than this. There was a lot that we had to get out to the world.
Yeah.
And glad that you guys stuck around this long to hear it.
Yeah, so, if any of you guys are awake, all two of you, then we really appreciate that. But thank you guys a whole lot as we finish up the first edition of Real Honest Radio. That's what we're calling it.
Yeah, or if that name turns out to have actually been taken, we might just go with RHJD.
Yes.
RHJD Radio, Real Honesty with John Ridland and the Durbinator.
Yeah, it's better than RSTD. That's all I'm going to say.
Your STD is your business.
It is, and the business of anybody else.
Mm.
So anyway, we are going to finish up on this. So yes, of course, I'm John Ridland. And
The Durbinator.
And, well, guys, we'll see you at some point, probably next week.
Yeah, follow John at Reborn Again, REBOURNE again.
Yes, and follow you.
At The Durbinator, _Durbinator.
The underscore.
Yes.
No, with an actual underscore, not the word underscore Durbinator. That'd be really long.
If you're on YouTube, you'll see us in the description.
You'll see that. But anyway, folks, we will see you next week.
Yes. Have a good one. Bye.